Right. Usually I'm talking about how to use Clay effectively for your go to market, and like quick little wins you can use it for. But in this video today, I want to explain three reasons why Clay isn't actually needed in outbound, and even in successful outbound that you scale. You really don't need Clay. Like, people kind of have taken Clay, and it is an amazing tool, and made it out like if you don't have it, you can't succeed with outbound, and it's just not true. In my eyes, Clay is really useful. I use it every day. I think it's very useful to kind of connect a lot of different tools together and make your workflows very efficient, especially if you're managing a lot of tables or a lot of clients. It can save you a lot of time. But the main thing is to not forget about the fundamentals when you're using it, and realize that Clay isn't going to save you if you're doing these other things wrong. So, what are these three reasons why you don't need Clay? So, the number one reason is deliverability is way more important. Now, this is specifically for if you're doing cold email. If you're doing LinkedIn DMs, then obviously this isn't relevant. But I'd imagine if you're using Clay, then you're probably doing some form of cold email. And a lot of people just kind of ignore deliverability and focus more on doing some crazy AI personalization. But the fact is that no matter how good your messaging is or how good the data points are that you find and how crazy your Clay table is, if you literally don't have your deliverability dialed in, no one's even going to see your message. So in my opinion, a bad message with a good offer, like literally a one line message with a good offer, no personalization, no nothing, and amazing deliverability, is going to beat the best message, best personalization, best positioning ever with terrible deliverability, simply because more people are seeing the message. So before you even consider Clay, make sure you dive into, is your deliverability even good? Are you actually landing in the inbox? And fix that first. The second reason is because offer is king. So a lot of people focus on these very generic personalizations as soon as they get their hands on Clay. So they'll start doing some research on the company page and mentioning like a holiday or the person's favorite song that they've mentioned on LinkedIn. And the fact is, like, none of this actually matters to the person. Like, your offer is the thing that matters. And so, I think Clay can be a distraction sometimes to beginners who see it AI personalization as like the thing that's going to save them. But realistically, creating an offer that's optimized for actual cold traffic is going to be the main thing. So, first thing is focus on getting a deliverability dialed in, then focus on getting an offer that's cold traffic like optimized. And then the last thing you want to focus on is reason number three. So, reason three is segmentation. Manual segmentation is the best way to find message market fit. So, a lot of people will just take a huge lead list, put loads of generic AI personalization on it using Clay, and then send to that. But what you need to do before you start focusing on all of this personalization is actually finding message market fit and finding what parts of the market actually care about your offer and your messaging. And how you do this, at least how we do this, is we focus on splitting our campaigns into very, very focused segments. So we'll start with an ICP. An ICP to us is just like an actual company type. So maybe that's lawyers or maybe that's accountants. Under that, we'll have our data, our actual lists. So we'll split into, maybe we're using Apollo, maybe we're using Sales Navigator, maybe we're using local businesses, so like Google Maps scraping. You want to split your data into separate lists so that you can see what data sources have the best reply rates. Under the data sources, then we'll have our segments. No, sorry, we'll have our personas. So our personas would be like, is it a founder? Is it the head of marketing? Is it maybe like a lower down person in the organization? And then from those personas, you can then test your angles. So maybe you test three different angles, um, whether that's like three different pain points or three different variations of your actual offer. And once you do this, you'll end up with dozens of different mini campaigns. Maybe you only put like 200 to 500 leads in each one. But once you've run all of those, you'll easily be able to see from the statistics what part of the market actually resonates with what angle or what type of message. And once you find that, you can kind of double down on that and then add steroids to it by using Clay to personalize then. But until you've done that manual like message testing, doing this generic personalization is really not going to save you. So I hope this was useful. Maybe it will help out some like beginners who haven't even sent a cold email yet and are thinking of buying Clay. Focus on these three things first, and you're probably going to save a lot of time and money. If you want us to do any B2B lead generation for you or cold email, you can book a call with the link below and we can see if we'd be a good fit. But other than that, subscribe to the channel, check out the other videos, and thanks for watching.